Within the SCP Foundation, many SCPs exist, and luckily only a few of them are in SCP's secret laboratory. Today, I'm going to be giving my advice as a player with 2100 hours on how to survive as SCP. SCP-939. Many people who play SCP-939 before Mimicry remember how 939 back then was a tank. It would rush forward at you and mow down all the facility personnel, gaining a speed boost when it was attacked and would shred you when its shield broke. But after Mimicry, SCP-939 completely changed. Now, SCP-939 is a more stealth-based opportunity hunter. With its amnestic cloud ability, reduced health and shield, it's very easy to get lost attempting to rip apart a whole wave until you realize you're dead. With 939, you want to take most of its abilities into account, and don't go rushing towards danger the moment you hear anything. Best bet to survival is camping doors or popular entrances and exits like elevators or checkpoints. Rushing 914 is an easy way to get kills with absolutely no risk, except for getting locked in. For any SCP, except 106, do not risk getting locked in the gates or 914, unless there's an SCP-079. Always make sure that you have SCP-079 in play before going into locked gate rooms. You will get locked in and either die to decontamination or shot down by a spawn wave. When it comes to facility guards, you want to be more careful, especially a whole spawn wave of facility guards. There's been times where I've been killed because I got cocky, and a wave of facility guards got me down to 500 HP before I knew it. Use your amnestic cloud ability and wait. If somebody goes into your cloud, you are completely invisible to them, until you attack somebody. This is a very good way to get away from danger quickly, especially a whole wave of MTF. If you see a whole wave coming your way, use the cloud and wait, until everybody passes by and sneak past them. The Mimicry ability, believe it or not, actually has a use other than spamming it and annoying everyone in the lobby. You can easily get someone to investigate the noise they heard because they are alone and will want some backup, or go to help someone out. And they open the door to see SCP-939 waiting to pounce. Just don't overuse the same voice line because people you kill will respawn and remember the voice that killed them. Also, try using the gun and medkit noises too. They are an easy way to get somebody to come to your area, as they will think there's a gunfight and will come to investigate. Another good strategy I always use is saving stamina. SCP-939 has very limited stamina and can't run for long. Even if you have full stamina as 939, anyone can easily door juke you. As 939, you are very slow when it comes to long chases. You can outrun a 939 by just closing doors, and unless there's other teammates around, they are always going to get away even with no stamina. Like I said, 939 is a stealth hunter now. It waits for an opportunity and strikes. It's not meant to chase prey long distances. That's why it has all of these powerful abilities. SCP-106. SCP-106 is a tall dark man that resembles a rotting human. It has its own dimension that it can torture its victims in, that we call its pocketed dimension. When it comes to SCP-106, you don't want to rush all by yourself. Try to stick with at least one other SCP and use your ability to your advantage. 106's ability is very powerful when used correctly, and when you as 106 and someone else as another SCP are chasing someone, your best bet is to teleport ahead of them. You want to TP at least 1 or 2 rooms ahead of the person running, because it takes a couple seconds to go underground and out again, and by that time, if you only go a bit ahead of them, they'll be able to run away. Obviously they can't run forever, but if they have a gun, they'll be able to get a good bit of your health, especially if they have doors to close, because you do lose a bit of speed going through doors. A good tactic is to close doors, no matter where you're going. If you're chasing someone, close doors, and try to get them to a dead end, or a corner. Let's say, for example, an entrance zone hallway, where turning right brings you to gate A, straight brings you to the red room, and left brings you to a corner hallway like intercom. If they don't move right, you can deduce that they don't have a key card, and are simply buying time. So with all the doors behind you closed, teleport to the hallway right after intercom and move backwards towards the player. This way they're forced to move backwards towards the closed doors, and now you have a guaranteed kill. Always check your map as 106 by pressing tab. If you do lose somebody, you can listen to footsteps or doors closing. If you don't hear anything coming from the right hallway and you hear doors closing ahead of you, you can be sure they went straight and quickly teleport to the hallway in front of them. If you're being chased by a whole wave of MTF and have no teammate to back you up, find cover and quickly go underground. One big mistake 106 players do is go underground right in front of other players. And with the time it takes you to go underground, you'll lose half your health already. Try closing a door and before it's fully closed, quickly go underground. That way you save your health from being shredded. SCP-173. 173, also known as Peanut, is a concrete statue that has sentience. It can move on its own accord, but only when it's not being observed, either through camera or in person. But the moment someone looks away, even blinks, it moves at insane speeds and attempts to snap the viewer's neck. SCP-173 is a defense and attack-based SCP. It's meant to go head-on, but not without help. Stick with another SCP as 173. 096 is the best teammate as 173, because with 096, you can't look at their face. With 173, you can't look away. So it's a combo of pure terror and annoyance. If there is no 096, 106 is your next best choice, because when 106 teleports behind players, you can just take out the ones that try to run away from 106. Use Breakneck only when you need to get away from tough situations. Sometimes you might get cocky and try to use Breakneck to get after the 1 or 2 MTF, and then realize that a spawn wave just happened and you need to get away quickly, but your ability is recharging. Use tantrums strategically as well, in front of a checkpoint or even an elevator. Anyone caught in your tantrum ability gets slowed down significantly and can't escape your neck snapping ability in time. One thing to look out for as 173 is the orange 173 icon that appears when you are attempting to move. If you hover over a player while holding right click, it has a more orange glow, compared to when not hovering over a player. Use this to determine whether you will hit a player or not, because if it's not glowing, that means you are not going to hit the player. Now that you hopefully know how to survive as 173 a bit longer, let's move on to 096. SCP-096, also known as Shy Guy, is a tall bony white creature that, when its face is viewed by any means, even a single pixel, it immediately starts raging. In SL, Shy Guy is a support/attack-based SCP. You do not want to be alone as Shy Guy. A whole group of facility guards can easily kill Shy Guy before it starts raging. Always stick with an SCP, mainly 173, because as explained with 173, it's the best combo. Once you get your targets, back up while you start entering rage mode, then charge forward. Kill most of the people that looked at your face. If someone has made it far away and your rage meter is about to stop, run away. Go back to your SCP teammates. A lot of experienced SL players always have their camera halfway down, and if you get cocky as 096 and kill everyone and stick around, when you leave rage mode, you'll notice there's a good amount of players left, and then you're dead. A good place to be is 096's surface because there's no doors, and a whole lot of room for you to enter rage mode. But do not face spawn waves head on, you will die. Also, don't stay there for too long, if you're alone, because once players know you're there, they'll just look straight down and shoot you down when they get close. A lot of players don't care if they die, just how much damage they can do to 096. With the new heavy containment, 096 is easier to play. There's almost no doors. You can get targets from the other side of heavy containment with ease. But remember to stick with teammates. Coordinate your whole team to stick together and you'll be an unstoppable force. Every other SCP though, gameplay has changed. You have to play 106 a lot slower now. Use cover to your advantage. There's a lot of it. There's multiple corners and hiding spots for you to wait and kill. Don't rush straight on. It's very easy to get carried away and try to chase after players, but they can easily outrun you and keep shooting. With 939 it's the same thing. Use the crates and other nooks and crannies to your advantage. I've noticed that playing 173 is easier now, since there's almost no doors to close on 173 anymore to get away, which is what most players do, but it's much more riskier now too. I've seen 173 players get destroyed plenty of times in the 14.0 beta because there's just no doors to aid your escape. Best thing to do is turn that corner and run, and ask your teammates for help. 079. Surviving as SCP-079 is very straightforward. If you play 079, make sure you have a microphone, or use the ping feature. Always make sure to coordinate your team to turn off generators that are active, and help your teammates survive. Tell your teammates to tell you when they spot people, because you want to level up as quick as possible, so you unlock all of your abilities early into the round, also so you can help your teammates survive longer. SCP-049. SCP-049 is an entity which bears the appearance of a medieval plague doctor. It can kill just by touch, and reanimates its victims into zombie-like entities known as 049-2s. In SL, 049 is very fragile. You can get terminated by a group of facility guards if you're not careful. That's why you have the ability to get -2s. With enough of them, you can take out a whole wave of MTF coming down an elevator. It's risky, so you don't really want to do that. The best way to survive as 049 is going for D-Classer Scientist first, and massing your army of -2s. If you have another teammate, you could go straight for facility guards, but be careful. Try not to tank too many bullets. 049 has low Hume shield compared to the other SCPs. Hide around corners and wait for them to come to you. To survive a touch from 049, you only need 2 medkits, or 1 adrenaline, and unless your ability as 049 is available to you, they can easily outrun you, and alert the others of your presence. Stick with other teammates as 049, and don't go in alone. Use your calling ability to give your -2 some Hume shield. This way they can also see where you are as long as you're on the same level as them, for example heavy containment or light containment. If you encounter a group of armed enemies, unless you're with a teammate or enough -2s, don't take them on. If it's your only choice though, try finding a door and using it to your advantage. Hide in the corner by the door and slowly start hitting them and back up. Once someone is hit, they will stop everything and immediately start using their medkit or adrenaline. So that's one more threat out of the way. You don't always want to go for a double hit because it could cost you valuable health. So in total, try to ambush players, hide in the shadows, and wait for an opportunity to strike. SCP-3114. 3114 is an animate skeleton. It can kill you just by suffocating you. It's also able to take your skin and pose as the person it killed. SCP-3114 has low health compared to the other SCPs, but it's able to hide among players and strike when the moment comes. As 3114, you want to stay hidden around a group of players until your SCP teammates come in. Against a big group of players, 3114 is very weak. Stay hidden and call out players to your teammates. Also, 3114 can attack players with left click to gain Hume shield on every hit. If there's only one person around you, you could also hold right click and immediately make them drop the item they're holding and leave them defenseless. But make sure there's no one around, because just a couple shots will interrupt your attack. If you are under attack and there's no other way to get away, keep attacking. You gain Hume shield and don't lose as much health, but don't hold right click. It's a very easy way to get distracted and die. Ask your teammates for help. 3114 is not meant to take anything head on, except for single players. Now that we've gone over the individual SCPs, I'm gonna tell you some tricks you can use for every SCP. Do not go into elevators to kill somebody. There's a chance it might be an elevator trap, and that they have a few grenades waiting in there for you. Let them go up the elevator, then call it down, and go in. If they're not in there, of course. If you have an 079, make sure they don't have a micro, because they can easily charge that micro by the time you get up the elevator. If you hear a micro charging, try running away. If there's only a few people there, go after the micro user first, and tank the bullets. You're always better off getting shot instead of taking a few seconds of micro. Don't rush unless fully coordinated. As SCP, it's always better to play slow. Pick off those few players, and wait for chaos and MTF spawn. Just let them kill each other.